A little bit differently this time. We have some great guests with us. We have Justin from Maniac, Greg from Ballistic BBQ, Kosmos from Kosmos Q. So we got a rookie. All right, so this is.
I'm getting an ad. Hey, I'm earning ad revenue for CJ.
All right, so it's obviously a little different. We're doing it differently a couple ways. Obviously, we have more than one guest. We're in a hotel room. It's a little awkward.
Don't ask what's been going on here.
Yeah, there's been some craziness going on. The setup is about as podunk as can be. We're using hotel lights without the covers on them. We open up the windows. We got a little bit of daylight left. And we are live on Facebook too. So not only is this live on YouTube, it's live on Facebook. So welcome everybody. Kent, you want to say hello?
Everybody, this is going to be a great show tonight. 3 great guys on there. Talked to 3 of the 4 in the past. I haven't talked to Cosmo yet, so I think this is going to be a fun one for everybody. So one thing, if you guys have a question from the chat, put it at Daddy Dutch Barbecue, and if you can, put the name who it's for. We got 4 alter egos in the room that we don't need them answering for each other, so to speak. So if you got a specific question for somebody, just put their name in there first, please.
All right, good. All right, no super shots tonight. We're staying dry for the last night here in LA. And but if you guys want to donate, hey, I ain't gonna turn down your money. All right. Usually I'll go through the chat and shout everybody out, but we'll be here all night, and I can't see the computer. I'm trying to use my phone, so we're just gonna jump into it. All right. Oh, well, that's helpful. You guys at all? Is that why you don't need glasses to read?
I blew it up, but I do need glasses.
Oh, all right, Justin, you say hi to the people.
Hi, people. How are you guys? Excited to be here.
Howdy.
You don't sound like Justin.
Oh, how do I sound?
You sound like Cosmo.
Well, the flavor, not the kill.
You don't.
Guys, I was hoping he would actually do that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Did I do it right?
Good, Greg. Say hi.
Hey guys, thanks for stopping by.
Ballistic BBQ.
Ballistic
BBQ. Yeah.
Today's video.
Can you say it with some personality, please?
Yeah. Hey guys, thank you for stopping by, Ballistic.
Hey, that's mine. That's mine. All right, Cosmo. Say hi.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Cosmo here.
That's where you need it right there.
Yeah, bring it.
Now,
Hey, wait.
What's up?
Let's talk about your battery pack.
Well, my 5-pound weight.
This is like insane. Like this would start a car.
It can't jump your car.
Really?
That's what sell it as. You can jump your car with it.
This thing's enormous.
This was powering our stuff all this time.
It's powering the hotel.
Powering the hotel. All right. Can you subscribe? Hit that, smash that. Can you do that for me?
Yeah.
All right. So get in the camera. Say it.
Can you see me?
Up there.
Okay. Hey, and as always, don't forget, make sure to smash that subscribe button and ring that bell so you don't miss a thing.
That's awesome.
Just don't ask him to say the word Bettag.
Bettag. Yeah, where's Andrew? Yeah.
Huh?
Where's Andrew?
He's up 150. He'll be done.
He's still alive.
Cool. All right, cool. We can start a Tesla. No, it started freaking Ford too, man.
Started at 747.
Oh yes, man. Ooh, it's awesome. All right, guys. So I'm going to, I don't have our normal questions here. Obviously, 2 of these guys have been on the hot seat already. So let's start with Cosmo. We'll go through like our quick base questions.
Let's do it.
Where are you from? Where you live? Where you reside? All that stuff.
From Oklahoma. Live in Tuttle, Oklahoma.
Yep.
Lived there my whole life. Born and raised. So.
Right on. All right, and what got you into the YouTube game?
Man, it was Greg actually.
Oh.
I taught him everything he knows.
Yeah, he
He still doesn't know anything.
So you're the reason.
I was on YouTube. I've been on YouTube since I think 2007, but it just sat dormant. I would just upload like teaser videos or the teaser videos that I use for our DVD classes, and I'd link them to the site. So if you wanted to watch something on the teaser video, it was just linked on my site. You can get just tease you as into what's in the DVD.
Right on. All right, and then I want to give you a little love because you hit 100,000 subscribers yesterday. So everybody give a hand clap to the people. Kris the Butcher and friends all the way from the UK is up in Adam. Freaking like 4 a.m. there, I think. All right, cooking with Josh and Babe. How you doing? Paul Lopez says amazing products, bro. Cosmo, fucking you.
Thank you.
How are we coming across sound wise?
I'm hearing everybody great.
Okay, cool. I mean, the microphone's in front of everybody, but I just want to make sure it's being picked up on everybody. Someone said get the bacon grease off the camera. I wiped it down before I tried to get the bacon grease off. But Chef Johnny's in the house. How you doing, Chef? Good to see you, brother. He was hanging out with some celebrities. Looks like from his Instagram, doing a little class. All right. So Mega Fred Zeppelin's question. You guys could all answer this. This is a lifetime question. I was asking, what kind of music do you listen to? You play any instruments? You've been in a band? Anything like that?
I used to play the guitar until I injured my finger a long time ago. Then I quit.
Injure your finger.
Oh boy.
Remember, we got kids watching.
Well, we were drinking.
That's how it usually starts, huh?
No, I used to do a trick where I hit the top of a beer bottle and bucked out the bottom perfect.
No, good. Yeah, that's the thing, huh?
Yeah, and I do it like that. Well, one time I did it, and it shattered in my hand, and it cut that finger. It was laying wide open.
So did you open it? Did it start out with watch this?
Hold my beer.
Yeah, hold my beer.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Someone.
And as far as my music, I listen to. Huge Ozzy fan.
Okay, cool. Do you ever watch his Travel Channel show with his kid?
Yeah.
You can't understand. That's what I don't understand. You can't understand a word that's coming out of his mouth, but boy, that gets on stage.
Yeah.
It's like nothing's wrong with it.
Yeah.
He just sings like crazy. All right, very cool. Great. Music.
Well, I was. I cut my teeth on like Black Sabbath and Zeppelin, and I grew up. During the peak of the metal era.
Right.
So I was listening to Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, Metallica. But now, at my older age, I still listen to all that stuff. But I also like a lot of the more modern stuff, like Slipknot and Zakk Wylde and the Black Label Society. But I also like a lot of the like country stuff, and I like Johnny Cash.
Right on.
I'm a lot more varied in my music than I used to be. A lot more.
I think that happens as you get older.
Yeah. And my son.
Not that you're old.
As
you get older.
My son turned 15 in May, and he plays guitar. And he loves all the stuff that I listen to, but he also listens. He's like an old soul. It's like one minute he'll be listening to Pantera, the next one he's listening to like Frank Sinatra, which I did.
Oh, that's awesome.
So he's. I love music. He's always been a big. Actually, a lot of the music for the videos I watch are bands playing live.
Wow.
I'm really not a huge music guy, truthfully. Like I listen to way more talk radio.
This is to Wham.
No, we have.
Wham!
There's
That's
some,
an exclamation mark.
so we have some incredible sports talk channels here in Dallas. Like you pick it.
We're not here in Dallas.
We're here in LA.
Right. Okay. But if I was in Dallas, no, we have great sports talk in Dallas, and so it's a good sports town. It's a great sports town actually.
Right.
And so I'm kind of sucked into that. The music I do listen to is stuff I grew up in. I like I'm a child of the 80s and 90s, so I like stuff from that era. A lot of Garth Brooks country.
Oh, I love Garth Brooks.
Yeah, stuff like that.
You're doing conflict. All right, and I like Justin Timberlake, just in case y'all wanted to know. So we'll throw it out.
Oh God.
All right, I saw Troy's in there.
Yeah, I just texted Troy. I was like, get on here and watch.
Dogfather's in there. Miss Booger. Louis Calavides is in there. Miss Booger, Big Cat 305. Russell from Raspberry Rock is asking stupid questions again. Uncle Steve Shake's in there. All right, guys. Ken, you got some questions from the chat just yet?
I'm getting there, but the chat is scrolling by so fast. It's freaking incredible tonight.
All right.
One quick one. This way I don't have to write it down. Elton, Dogfather's Barbecue wants to know, Justin, can you say what's cracking just one more time?
What's cracking?
What's cracking, Dog Pound?
Dog
And then someone said Patrick Mahomes from the Chiefs broke his ankle. If that's
no, I don't think he broke his ankle because he's walking off the field right now.
all right, good. Let's see here. All right, so ask your question, Bob.
All right, first one, Greg. Mr. Mega Fred Zeppelin says it's your fault. He is addicted to barbecue for over 8 years and says he owes you a squeeze-in burger sometime.
You do, Fred. You do owe me a squeeze burger. And I was going to buy you we came in really low.
That is the biggest thing ever.
I think that was Lufthansa.
Yo, we're right by the
Airport's right
like,
there,
We can
yeah.
see the runway. Where's on this?
Yeah.
He's in the castle.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So, Fred, yes, man. Next time I'm in Northern California, I'll buy you a squeeze burger. I would love to get together with you for sure.
All right, CJ, one quick video tip here. Everybody says that your camera is focusing on the back of your laptop and not you guys. That's why it looks like you got schmutz on the lens.
This laptop?
No,
No,
the-
that one right there.
Yeah, the laptop in the front.
Go down because we don't. I mean,
Or just slide your laptop forward and set it behind your laptop.
What do you
So,
thought?
flatten it out because we're not using it, right? Or put it on the ground.
Oh,
and not-
football.
Hold on.
Holding.
Technical difficulty.
Yeah.
wow, I thought you thought you were me for a minute there.
Is that better? Better or worse? You can't see. Cosmo is cut off.
There we go.
Yeah, rotate it a little to your left.
We're good.
Your leg's about to go off the back of it.
There you go.
All right.
Cosmo.
That looks a little better. Shit, we see you every week. We don't get to see Cosmo every week.
I don't know.
On here. So,
You're lucky.
All right, technical
Oh, thanks,
difficulties are over. I can see all the thumbs down going on right now. All right, cool. It's cut me in half, make me look lighter. All right, go ahead, Ken.
oh boy.
Is this
I don't know if you can see it, but the Godfather T-Roy just threw in a $40 super chat for you.
all right, cheers to you, T-Roy.
It does look fuzzy still.
All right, next question. Actually, it's more of a statement. This one is for Cosmo. It is from Jim at Suburban Barbecue. He says, Cosmo, you evil bastard. You got me addicted on cow cover. So he's coming up to Oklahoma to buy a case.
I suspect.
So there you go.
I'm addicted to that stuff as well.
Don't try cow cover hot then.
Now, cow cover hot, that sounds more like right up my alley. So
That's my go-to right now. Cow cover hot with SPG on steaks. Oh, stupid good. Stupid good.
all right, Dogfather says, tell Cosmo that Buffalo hot wing dust is the business.
Yeah.
His wife puts it on everything.
And just for your subscribers, we're actually running I think it's a 20% off code till midnight tonight on KosmosQ.com. It's YT100K because we just hit 100,000 and it's all caps. YT100K. You can go over to Cosmos and use 20% off.
There you go, kids. Save yourself a little coin.
I'm all right with that.
Hang on, what was it? YT100?
So-
He's selling sham wows.
Can one of the moderators put that in the chat, please? Throw a link to the website and put the code in there if you don't mind. Whoever can handle that business.
I think Jason's still here, so he might be able to handle that. So, and T-Roy also says Cosmo Q is my favorite rub company nowadays.
Yeah.
T-Roy, my man.
So there you go. The Godfather has blessed you, Cosmo.
That's awesome. All right.
All right.
So go for it.
What's that?
I said, I know you have a bunch of questions.
Oh, I got about 3 more, and then I got to go back and scroll back. So, let's see. Smoking Joe's Pit Barbecue wants to know for Cosmo. Money no object. What is your pit that you're gonna buy?
Money no object. What pit is it that I would buy? Oh.
Royal Gourmet.
No, it's funny because I think I'm actually working with Primitive Pits right now, and working on a 500-gallon Cosmo pit, all branded colors. With that, have you guys seen the Primitive? It's got the stack that folds down. It's like a 10-foot tall stack. Wow. It's like an 8-inch stack. Oh, it's super badass, man. So right now, I have a JP pit. I have an El Rey. I have a Jambo. The next one I'm adding is a Primitive pit by JD and the boys over there.
Okay.
More cooking.
Everybody needs. That's what I've learned this week. Everybody needs more cookers.
Which Jambo do you have? You the backyard? The big one.
I have the 30-inch tank.
Okay.
Ooh. Yeah, well, who asked that? Justin, did you ask that?
Yeah, I did.
Well, if you would have saw Cosmo's last video, you would have known the size of the Jambo on the back of that new barbecue trailer you got. Just saying.
Wow.
Just saying, buddy.
Did you get that license plate of that? It's What happened to Dutch? He went sideways. You okay there, Dutch?
Hold on.
Holding.
Oh.
Great. We are all sorts of fucked up. Sorry. Excuse my language. Robert.
Frickin' wife tried calling.
Yeah, would you do something about her? So I saw a question from Chef Johnny. Can I go ahead and ask it while you're dicking around? He said, what did I pay you guys so I could hang out with you this week? In what kind of charity case? That's how that guy is, man. He's so mean to me.
And we've been having a good time. And he's our point man through the door. Basically, we stack up behind him, and he goes through the door.
Clear the way.
We put an earpiece on him, so he looks,
Yeah.
It looked like security running around there. All right, cool. Well, let's kind of get back to our questions. One of the questions I always ask is, what's your end game for this? What's your main goal? Because a lot of times I'm talking to newer creators, but so you guys have all been in the game for quite a long time. But is there an end goal for you with your channel?
No, there's not.
No.
I think how we were brought up is, everyone always asks, hey, what do you do? Or, where are you from?
Right.
No one ever asks the question, why do you do it?
Right.
And for me, I do this because I love making people happy. I think barbecue, fire, I think you said it the other day, CJ. You said something somebody said it, fire, it doesn't matter where you're at, on this earth, what culture, what language you speak, what color you are, none of that matters when a fire gets lit. Because there's something about the fire that draws, humans to it, because you can get warm around it,
right.
Community. You can eat around it, community. Right. And it just, man, when you get in a community like that, it just, it just makes me happy. And I do this because I feel like in some way I'm able to make people happy.
Right. And I think it's proven just by watching all the people throw in the chat, love your cow cover, love what you do. I'm asking you to do your line. People love what you do and love your personality. So that's freaking awesome. Why do you do what you do? Or is there an end goal?
Well, mean, a lot of things that he just said, that Bobby just said. For me, I just, ended a very stressful 30 years of my life, my career. And outdoor cooking for me has always been a stress reliever, just a way of kind of not thinking about anything. And like Kosmos said, I mean, there's a drive, a fire, and I've always loved cooking for people. Sometimes I've done some big cooks and I don't even eat anything. I just, when I'm done, sit there and watch everybody else eat,
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. And as far as the channel goes, I mean, I just want to continue trying to grow and get better. And I know I still, as long as I've been doing it, man, I still need a lot of improvement. And these guys have been helping me with the critiques and everything. So I just want to try to be better.
Right
Until
on.
I can't do this anymore.
Justin?
You a booger beer.
Oh, yeah,
Booger.
I just saw that right now.
Well, Booger,
Poser.
she was in San Diego, and I told her I wanted to take her out to lunch, and she totally dogged me. So she owes me a beer. She's out here to see her, or out there to see her daughter, and I said, "Hey, hit me up. I'll buy you lunch."
Right. She actually,
So
she
who's
saw,
who's the hoser?
she saw Marion.
Yeah. So okay. Well, okay, there.
I mean, she chose Marion over you.
Exactly.
Justin can see me. Holy snapping.
Sorry, just go.
In game. It's funny, that question's come up a ton. And we got a chance to meet a lot of extremely successful YouTubers. I mean, me and Cosmo got our picture made with Mr. Beast, which,
Yeah, it's insane.
if you're familiar with YouTube in a broader sense, that's as big as it gets. And he's just hanging out. And what I realized was, he's in a position where he doesn't have to do this, and he makes a lot of people happy just by being there. And it didn't. What's interesting about Mr. Beast is he's we saw Casey Neistat and Peter McKinnon and a couple other people talk, and Casey and Peter, they seem to be doing a bit kind of. I don't know. There's something about Mr. Beast that's more regular guy. He just seems like a normal person, and it got me thinking about like the reason he's doing this is because it makes him happy to give back. He's not an extremely energetic and extremely attractive, he's younger than us, but he's extremely creative, and he's bringing a lot of people joy, and he seems to be relishing that, and this is his opportunity to pay people back. I don't know. In that question, I know I started YouTube because my son wanted to. I spent the first few years doing it because my dad wanted me to. I think what I'm looking for is just to find joy in it, just to kind of glom onto what Cosmo said, bring people together. If I can teach them how to barbecue, if I can make people laugh, if I can find joy in it while I'm doing it, I think that's my end game. And I guess in a lot of ways I'm there, when I think of it like that. So yeah, I have goals. My only real goal is to try to get to 100,000 subs, and I don't know. This has been on my mind. It's probably a longer answer than you guys needed, but why are we doing this? What about you, CJ?
Why do I do this?
Yeah.
So I can meet cool people like you guys.
Oh, well done.
I'm done. I'm
out
out. Peace.
Peace.
I've said it before. It's the community. It's all
Yeah.
the people that are showing up every week to say hi, and like Gary just from GT's Barbecue just threw $25 in there. You don't have to do that. I mean, it's sweet that you do that. It's always appreciated, never expected. But thank you, T. Roy. However big he gets, he's still willing to help out anybody and everybody.
Yeah.
And the genuineness of the people in this little community is what keeps you going for sure.
That's what I can vouch for that. Troy loves helping people out. He's a good soul.
Yeah.
He's a good soul. Marshmallow, right, buddy?
He's a big marshmallow.
In high school, they called him Marshall Mellow because he never stressed out.
Yeah.
But I've been calling him Marshmallow ever since he told me that. It's
Nice.
just to hear him go, "It's a Marshmallow. It's Marshmallow." Love you, Marshmallow.
So I saw a question roll by. I think speaking of T-Roy, he just asked, "What are we learning at this conference?" All right. So Cosmo, we'll start with you. What have you gleaned so far off of this? Marshall Mellow.
You know, there's a lot, and I don't know that, you know, most people probably won't understand it, you know, but man, to do YouTube, it's hard.
Right.
It's stressful. It's a lot of work, but it's rewarding when you get to read the comments and somebody says, "Hey man, I just made the best steak I've ever had in my life thanks to your video."
Yeah.
Or so for me, I think, you know, as far as the back end data, I've learned a lot around here. I'm gonna push harder. I'm gonna try to do better each and every day, but in the end, it's still all about the consumer, and it's all about whoever's consuming your content. That you just want to make just, you know, badass content.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. What do you think? What have you pulled out of this?
Yeah, I mean the same. It's all about the content. There's a lot of, I mean, they kill you with a lot of the minutia, you know, with the numbers, the stats, and you know, graphs going up, and they're saying you need to do this. Then they show a graph going down. They say don't do this. You don't know what this is. You know, what is it? What is that?
You know, you watch that graph and you say, okay, when it's all higher like this, keep doing that.
Yeah, keep doing it.
What is that?
But the one thing that I really walked away with is, and again, they kept saying it, was, you know, you need to find a niche. And if you know what it is, you need to feed that niche and stay in it. And when I say niche, I mean, we're all in outdoor cooking, but they want it more narrow than that, like a specific niche, like, you know, whatever, brisket, ribs, burgers. So that's what I walked away with.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I think in a nutshell, the best thing that, like, especially for those of you guys who are watching who have YouTube channels, like, this is something Mr. B said, it's something Daryl Eve said, really, like, just because we're all sitting here, we paid a lot of money, we took time away from our families. We're a little older than average people here, kind of wanting the meat on the bone, you know. And when they pull up, when it becomes apparent when some speakers don't know, they're not going to say that, but you can feel it because you're waiting for the there. Really, the best advice I think that we got besides what Greg said was your click-through rate is really, really important, which that's the number of people that click on your thumbnail when they see it. So for every 100 people, if 3 people click on it, that's a 3% click-through rate. That is one of the most important measures of success. The second is time on the video. So you need to make compelling content, and when people see it, they click on it, and it needs to be interesting enough that they stay on it for as long as possible.
And on that note, if you don't mind me jumping in,
please.
If you guys are watching your fellow creators, the people in this circle, the people that are making comments here, if you take the time to go to their video and watch it, please watch the whole thing and then post a comment. Because if you just go, you know, and I know a lot of people do this, they go to the video, they leave a comment, hey, great job, CJ, boom, and then they go up to another video. That actually does way more harm than good. So if you're going to take the time to go to the channel and watch a video, just let it play through and then leave a comment. Or don't go at all, because again, the retention rate is so important. If people are dropping off, it starts pushing the video down as far as the value that YouTube sees in it.
Yeah,
they won't push it out.
That's a surprising thing. The likes and the comments and a lot of those things that we think of as engagement is not really as powerful of an indicator as
time on.
Is time just watching the whole video.
Right. So guys, if you understand exactly what Greg just said, throw like a 1 in the chat. I want to make sure that you guys are all feeling what he said, because it is so important that you do that. Because if you're just watching the intro and skipping or moving, going to the end, and just putting a comment, it's detrimental to your channel. So make sure you guys throw a 1 in there.
But on the flip side, when you make your content, make every minute, make every second. Like, ask yourself as you're editing, is this beneficial or is this going to cause people to click off?
Right.
Like, so that's the tricky part. Like, that's one of the things they said, like, edit to that. That's your goal. You want to keep every moment that they're watching needs to be entertaining, interesting, or support the story so that they'll get immersed in the video and finish it. That's your goal. So,
and the whole,
which is, I appreciate that, you know.
And the whole, one thing I've noticed from coming to these type of seminars and VidCon and VidSummit is it seems like they're always changing what the perfect length of a video is.
Yeah.
And now,
Right.
it went from, it has to be 5 minutes or less to, it has to be 10 minutes or more. And now it's more based on a good video is a video that captivates and holds the audience for the longest amount of time. That's what they're looking for. So when you're shooting videos, don't think about how long it needs to be. Think about how long it needs to be to flow to retain that audience. So don't get all hung up on how
good it should be.
It needs to be a good video and flow rather than, it has to be crammed within 5 minutes or expanded to 10 minutes. Just make a good video that, again, holds on to your audience.
And I'm guilty of that too.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of that. Just, I need a 12-minute video.
Yeah.
Well, that
Certain
used to be it.
So I rambled on, and we just made a okay video that rambled on, rather than making a good video that
Right. Another thing that the AI has gotten so smart, like they've switched it where YouTube knows. They talked about contextualizing, and I won't geek out too long on this, but like they will dish out, like they'll know what Cosmo wants to watch while he's at work, and they'll know what he wants to watch on his ride home, and then know what he wants to watch at night and what he wants to watch first thing in the morning. And they will dish him recommendations either on his TV, on his phone, on his computer, based on how much time, what they think is going to keep him most likely on the platform. And they're doing that with all of us. So that's the reason why the shorter videos aren't necessarily a bad thing. It used to be do it for 10 minutes, but then they figured out people watching on their phone are usually going somewhere. They don't have 10 minutes.
Right.
So the 5-minute video, that's where they'll dish it out. And it's like, it's Skynet type stuff.
If I can jump in on that, because I'll forget.
Okay,
go
go ahead.
ADD will kick in. Guys, the AI, it's not just going off of what we're typing, the descriptions and the titles. It's listening to what you're saying in your videos.
Right.
And your video will be suppressed if you're cussing. There's a lot of people that cuss there. And I never did in my videos because I wanted to be family friendly. But the AI picks up words and it suppresses videos.
Mm-hmm.
It'll crush your channel if you're making a habit of cussing.
So T-Roy said some of his best videos are close to 30 minutes long. So that's kind of the point. It doesn't have to be 10 minutes. It doesn't have to be 5 minutes. It doesn't have to be an hour.
It just
as
has
long
to
as it flows and it retains the
It
people.
just has to be a good video.
Yeah.
Yeah, so an example would be like, Troy, I bet since you upload on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I bet people are kicking back when they get home from work with T-Roy like they would have done with Friends or Seinfeld 15 years ago. So that's...
Yeah, everybody needs to know how to make cabbage stew.
Yeah,
but
Oh, yeah, that's a super.
Hey, he lost like 30 pounds.
So real quick, guys, about Kid had to jump off. His wife called him and screwed up his whole flow, or I don't know. He's working on it, so he'll jump on when he can. So in the meantime, hit at Cooking with CJ, and I'll try to pick it up, or at Ballistic. Actually, put it at Ballistic BBQ so I can see it pop up on there. Let's see here. Someone said Weber kettle or pit barrel cooker.
It depends on what you're cooking.
Okay, so elaborate. What would you rather cook on a kettle as opposed to a pit barrel?
So, for example, if I am meal prepping for my wife and I for the week,
Okay.
I'll cook it on the pit barrel.
Because you can do more.
Because you can do more, and it has. Don't get me wrong, they both have great flavor, but I can just put more on there, and if we're being healthy that week,
I love it. Yep, I went keto a couple weeks ago too.
Yeah. You can get a little bit more flavor on there,
Right.
in my opinion, on the drum. Now, if I'm just doing burgers and dogs and steaks, like real quick, kettle.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, for anybody that's ever seen my back porch, I have a Weber kettle and a pit barrel.
Me too.
On my back porch.
I feel like you could do pretty much anything with those two.
Yeah.
Greg, do you have a preference one way or the other? Sponsoring, not influencing.
Whoever's paying you.
Whoever's
No, I mean, without a doubt, anything I grill is going to be on a Weber. I mean, I love cooking on my Weber. If I'm going to be cooking, if I'm cooking a bunch of ribs, I'm going to definitely rock the pit barrel. If I'm cooking just one chicken, like I'll split it and cook it on the Weber, so I get a nice crispy skin. But if I'm gonna cook a couple chickens, I'll hang them.
All right. You have a preference on that?
I think it really depends. Like usually people ask this question, I'm like, okay, how many people do you cook for? What do you like to cook, and how often are you gonna do it? You know, because the thing about the pit barrel is it's easy. I love ribs in the pit barrel, and I love chicken.
Right.
I think for a first cooker, if you're gonna do any grilling, I think in the long run, for me, I'd recommend the kettle because it can do all of it, and pit barrel can too. But if you're gonna be doing a lot of steaks, I think I would rather have a kettle for steaks and burgers because those are the things you're gonna do most likely during the week and stuff.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, so I see a couple questions there. What is the most valuable lesson you've learned to make your channel better? I guess any of us. And then the next question is
Wait,
about
you
the
didn't
web-
answer the question.
I don't need to. I'm not being interviewed. I'm interviewing
Oh, right.
for.
Got it. Okay, I'm gonna be the interviewer too.
All right, so okay, I just read that question and I totally forgot. All right, so let's move on to the next one.
Wait, it was a good one. What was it?
What have you learned to make your channel better? That's it.
Mine.
Yeah, please.
You may.
First of all, as I said, I'm still learning, and I still acknowledge that I need improvement. And one of the things that I'm trying to do is just, first of all, and I can say this at least about Justin and I. Well, Justin, you got an awesome personality on video. I'm a one-man show.
What about off video?
Off video, he's a soup sandwich. No, because I'm about ready to shit talk myself.
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah, no. My job. One of the things I did in my job that I just retired from is I was I still am actually an instructor, and it was very structured, kind of paramilitary kind of instruction I did, and I need to kind of get that out of my videos, and I've been striving to do that since the beginning. And I used to get some really nasty comments about how kind of dry I was. And I think I've got a lot better, but I still need to get better with my personality. So let your personality show, because you're not just, selling your food or whatever you're cooking. You're trying to sell yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're trying to sell yourself to the viewers. And Justin's really good at that.
Cosmo's all right. He's got a little
He's
personality.
okay.
He puts a little bit in
He's
there.
kind of a
Put a little
wallflower.
stank on it.
Stay on
And then
it.
Troy, you're really good at that. You're kind of like, you just want to go up and hug that big teddy bear.
Yeah.
But other than that, just
Drink with CJ. That'll loosen you up.
drink with.
Actually, I mentioned that. I said that I would come down to his house in San Diego before any filming starts, have like 3 whiskeys, and then we go. And then we'll see what happens.
Yeah. CJ, we drank with CJ last night. I can prove it because my bottle of whiskey is 2/3 empty now.
That's weird. I think it was all Cosmo.
Yeah.
It probably was.
Thumbnails are huge right now. Make compelling thumbnails. Don't go half-ass on the thumbnails. And when it comes to editing, audio is probably the most important thing. More
Audio
important
is
than
huge.
really good video, audio. Invest in a microphone to where you have decent audio. You don't need an expensive camera. I mean, cell phones work great, but please have a microphone.
Right.
I think that's probably the most important thing.
Absolutely.
T-Rose said he ain't hugging a seal, Greg.
It was a sea lion.
Sea
Right,
lion.
get it right.
All right. Easy Bake Barbecue. Put in your code again for the 20% off. It just wins. Good till midnight.
No, it's not. It just wins.
No. He
Oh.
put that afterwards. Like you put your website,
Oh,
put the
okay.
link, and then
Quoting you.
Okay.
he's
Are we
quoting you
that,
back.
are we that fuzzy?
No, it's just
Okay.
because that's really.
I blew it up.
Oh, okay.
Look down there. You can see in here. We're not fucking.
Gotcha.
All right. So a Facebook question, because we're also live on Facebook.
Facebook, yeah.
Yeah, go for it. All right, and I'm gonna ask Cosmo this because I believe you have a great answer. What is a good marinade for brisket? I was gonna say. And can they find it on your website?
Yeah. Well, it's an injection.
Reserve blend.
It's a reserve blend. And yeah, I get comments all the time. Hey, won the Houston Livestock Rodeo. Hey, won Memphis in May. Hey, won the Jack Daniels. Won the American Roll, and then the San Antonio Livestock Show. So that, in my opinion, is the best brisket injection
It is.
on the market, period, hands down. Everyone is trying to replicate the shit out of it right now. And that one's going to be a tough one, too, because the ingredients we get are so expensive that it's almost,
And just with
difficult to
and
copy.
it's extremely difficult to copy and be profitable on. The only reason we're profitable on it right now is on that injection. We probably go through, I don't know, 50,000 pounds.
Wow.
And just mixing it with distilled water.
Just distilled water,
Awesome
yeah.
stuff.
But if you're doing it for the house and you're just wanting to just really crank it, beef consomme. Now you're going to get staining. It's going to stain the shit out of the inside of that brisket,
Right.
but it's going to taste amazing.
All right. So Dutch said that he can't get back on the live feed. It's all right, kid. No worries, bro. All right. Has anybody heard about the Weber pellet grill coming up, and do you have thoughts about it?
Did a video on it.
Oh yeah, you did a video.
I don't. You probably have more information than I do.
I see. I don't know if it was a Weber. I saw one at the Ace Hardware show.
Yeah.
And
Did they take you back into a back room and make you leave your cell phone out front like people were talking about?
I don't know that this one was a Weber because it looked like a Weber, and then he said, "Oh, this is a pellet cooker," and I'm like,
So did it look like a kettle? Or
"Yeah,
did
it looked like a."
I
but
think
I
that's a
don't-
different product.
Okay, I don't know. It could be somebody else's product, but I was like, why would you? Like, to me, that's like
It doesn't make any sense.
taking the motor out of your car.
I mean, just search on Weber kettle rumors, and there's some stuff out there. It doesn't look like a kettle, according to the rumor site. Somebody had posted something on somebody at Ace Hardware where they had something that they put online or something like that in their catalog, and of course an employee took a picture of it and posted it. So it looks more like a traditional pellet grill than a kettle.
The funny thing is in the in barbecue in general, barbecue people. I don't want to say everybody or all, but I posted a video or a picture. I posted just a picture on my YouTube community page the other day, and it was Traeger, because Traeger sent me a bunch of grills, and I'm going to do some Traeger videos. And I was like, hey, what do you guys want to see cook first? And the first guy was like, hey, man, real men only use stick burners. And I'm like, their company's coming up on $700 million. They figured something out.
Yeah.
I've never seen a stick burner company in my life, run their company up to $700 million.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong.
That's a point.
Yeah, but I mean, my point is it doesn't matter what you cook on, just cook on.
Exactly. And that's
Whoever
I
gets
see-
you out there.
yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I used to be a real snob when it came to, I didn't want anything to do with pellet cookers until I got one. And then I realized, this has a place in my backyard. And if it's getting other people out there to cook, it's a good thing.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
I mean, getting people out there cooking, making memories with your family.
Yeah. Making good food.
All right. So I saw a question go by earlier. Cosmo, do you watch any what?
Troy.
Oh, it's T-Roy. Why aren't there more super chats with these superstars? Damn right, Troy. You tell him, buddy. Thank you, baby.
I wish you were here, buddy.
Yeah, we wish you were here, man. This would have been all time.
Oh my God.
I gotta tell you guys, I've had so much fun with these guys, and Greg, I so appreciate you bringing me on this, man. This is freaking awesome.
It's been great. It's been really good getting to know you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And it hasn't been so much the learning downstairs, getting that book learning downstairs, but just hanging out with you guys, getting the advice from you guys. We even talked with Guga Foods, Subi, everything. He's been hanging out with us. I wish we could have got him up here, but he took his wife to Venice.
Yeah, they're in Venice.
Yeah, they had a great time.
He's a good guy.
They are, he's outstanding. He is as nice as you think he is on his videos. So, someone asked, what barbecue channels do you watch? And do you watch any of the smaller ones?
What do they mean by smaller? I don't.
Smaller channel, like 2,500 subscribers, 5,000.
I don't. For me, honestly, it has. I never look at somebody's subscriber base unless I'm chasing them down.
Nice. That's awesome.
Other than that, good content is good content.
Right.
Period. End of story. So obviously, I watch your guys' stuff. I watch T-Roy. I watch Guga. Let me see who else. Barbecue wise. I watch Pitmaster X. I watch Samba Cooking Guy.
I think a lot of people watch him.
Yeah. But for me, it's I'm looking out. I'm just going like, hey, what's trending? What are these guys doing that I'm not doing? Or what am I doing that they're not doing?
My wife put a super chat for Kent. Well, honey, Kent is not on right now. He's having technical difficulties. So that's going to me.
Thanks for loaning us your husband for the week.
Yeah.
Or whatever it's been, a few days. It's been good getting to know CJ.
Yeah.
CJ's a good guy.
Thank you guys so much. All right, well, let's just continue that question on to you, Greg.
Yeah, I watch the videos that pop up in my feed.
Yeah.
So yeah, I watch a lot of the smaller stuff, and I'm not really looking at numbers either.
No.
If it's a good video, I'll watch it. Or something or again, a title or a subject that kind of just catches my eye, and I watch it.
Right on. Yeah. You got a hashtag dick move, CJ, because I'm from Dutch saying I took his money. You ain't working. You're not working. I'm gonna take your money. I'm sorry.
Hey, that could have been you, but you chose otherwise.
I mean, Cosmo's a business owner. He knows that if the employee ain't working, is he gonna get money? No. All right.
Yeah, I watch. I'm kind of like Greg. I watch what pops up in my feed. I watch my personal friends. Honestly, I they make fun of me because all the YouTubers that are here that I know of are all like videography guys. And so Greg was it, which one of you was giving me a hard time?
Me, because he's like, hey, that's blah blah blah. I was like, I don't know who it is.
Yeah, but it's cool. Like it's really cool to get to meet these guys because I learn so much. Because I don't have any background in video at all, like at all. So 100% YouTube University for me is how I learned how to do this stuff. And so a lot of those people are here. And what's funny is like some of them are like really young. Like I was telling Greg today, there's this one creator and she's like 19 years old and she gave me I was watching her video, but she gave me some of the best advice as far as YouTube. And it's like, it's a kid, man. It's a kid. Yeah. And it's like, man, it's just crazy. And she's got like, 1 million subs or something like that. And, I don't know.
Red's BBQ.
Red's BBQ. And said, at Kosmos Q is my go-to because of quality and passion. That's awesome. Man.
Thanks, Red.
Thanks, Big Red. Love you, boo.
Red sent me some beers one time.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
And I can tell you this, I've had the privilege of hanging out with Cosmo actually quite a few times. And he's a hoot, man.
Yeah.
He is funny.
I'll tell you what,
I like to just get him going because anything he says is funny.
It ain't appropriate. He's dropping F-bombs.
I gotta tell you, man. Obviously, this is the first time I'm meeting you. You are exactly how I pictured you be, just from watching your videos.
Yeah.
Like your personality comes through perfectly. You're awesome, dude. And I'm not saying this to end our live stream. I'm just saying you're awesome, dude. Your personality flows just perfectly.
It's funny you say that because the biggest thing I've ever learned on YouTube, and I'll never forget it. Like a buddy of mine, we shared an office together, and if you go back and watch some of my old videos, they're pretty bad.
Yeah.
And he said, what's funny is that I sit next to you all day long, and I don't know the guy on screen.
Right.
It completely wrecked me inside.
Because you were being something you're not.
I was, doing all the camera work, all the lighting, and then finally I said, screw this, man. I'm going to be me, and if you accept me, great. Because if you ever meet me, I want you to go, man, that guy's exactly the same way on camera as he is in person.
Oh, mission accomplished.
So
You're a lot smarter than I thought.
Well, thank you, bro.
Can you move that back to where it was feeding from the bottom?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Someone asked if Justin, you ever get tired of being called Jason?
No, I think that's funny.
I was calling him Jared this trip.
Yeah. Happens. I mean, it happens all the time. I love it. And because it's such an organic thing that happened with James, and the joke is carried on, like, you know, and nah, it doesn't bother me a bit. In fact, if it goes away, I think I might be sad.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is, you know, a lot of people know or don't know that the J and CJ is Justin, and my family and you know, everybody growing up, I've been called Justin.
So we were in the car today, and he says Justin, and you what?
What? Where are we going? So I get the Jason part because I was called Jason a whole lot too. It sucks.
I grew up being called Craig all the time.
Craig, yep. All right, so the Dogfather's Barbecue dropped $25 in there. Dogfather, Dog Pound in the house. Thank you so much, brother. Much appreciated. All right, so we talked about your grills. We talked about your go-tos and all that stuff. Let's kind of talk about, you know, your growing up and who taught you how to cook or barbecue, or, I mean, it doesn't have to be just, you know, grilling. Like, you spend some time in the inside, you go from there. Who taught you how to go?
Well, I'll take you back to when it was my girls are 18, so it's probably 15 years ago, and where I come from, everybody went to the bar on the weekend.
Are you going to say?
No, I'm not going to say.
Well, real quick, Tom Horseman, $9.99. Thank you, Tom. All right, go for it. Over to the bar.
So we moved to a new town, and we wasn't going to go out. So I figured, man, you know, I'll start learning how to barbecue. And the first time, man, it was a train wreck. I'll never forget, my wife held the dumpster open as I threw all the meat into the trash.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
That's a true story. And I said, I'll never have this feeling again in my life. I don't care what it takes. And I started with chicken because it's the cheapest thing.
Right.
You know.
But it's the hardest to cook.
It is the hardest to cook. And the funny thing is my very first job was actually running a pit for a restaurant. But I was 13 years old, so I didn't pay attention.
Right.
You know, I just did what they told me to.
Right.
So, yeah, after that, man, I was like, I will figure this out.
Yeah.
And I will be the best at it. Now, I don't know that I'm the best at it, but I think
you got the championship. You got some trophies in there. You know you're good. So you pretty much self-taught yourself.
Yeah.
The barbecue
because there was a couple of forums. The Barbecue Brethren was on there, but that was just mostly everybody would post a recipe, or, you know, there was some sharing on there, and we learned a lot there. But that was, I remember I got kicked off a forum because the owner of the forum found out. This is before Facebook had pages. So before they had like fan pages.
Right.
I went and started a Facebook group, and it's still live today. I think it's got like 80,000 members or something in it. Wow. And it was like, you know, Low and Slow Barbecue or something like that. They found out that I did that and kicked me off the forum.
I know who it is. It's the same guy that kicked me off and you off. I'll bet you $50. Let's talk barbecue.
What was the website? rbjsomething.com or something like that?
No. So what form did you get kicked off of? Or you?
That's the one.
Okay.
It was.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I can't remember. It was a long time ago, but yeah. So I like to think I started all the Facebook barbecue pages.
Nice. Great.
Works for me.
That's what I tell myself.
I mean, my grandparents were from Missouri, so and my dad loved to cook outdoors, so that always left an impression with me. But when I really got interested in cooking was when I was in high school. You know, you had a couple electives that you had to put in for, take.
Yeah, sure.
You guys had them in Arkansas, right?
Yeah.
So I remember I put in for like metal shop. I loved welding and everything, and the class was full. I tried for auto shop; it was full. So my counselor said you have a choice of home ec, which is like sewing and everything,
Right.
And realize this is like in the late 70s, or cooking. And I thought, well, I'll take cooking. And I remember sitting in there. I was the only guy because back then, you know, it was a female class, so it was a bunch of girls and me. And I was thinking, this isn't really that bad. I'm gonna get to cook and eat. And I got my buddy. He dropped his auto shop and came over to it, and we were like rock stars in that class. And then it just took off from there. I got my first pit when I was 18, a cheap offset, and I just kind of was hooked on it. But that class actually gave me the background of understanding temperatures and everything. But yeah, it was just sort of trial and error from then on.
Right on. Greenhorn Barbecue Beer. You guys rock, sassy, and I love you all. So thank you so much. Thank you for that $25 super chat. You guys are awesome. Thanks for T-Roy for egging you guys on. Appreciate you, brother. All right. How'd you learn? Where'd you get your learning from?
It wasn't high school. It was about 12 years ago. I think it was right around the time Barbecue Pit Boys came out. But I think it was a couple of years before that. But that was what kind of kicked me over the edge. Actually, when I think back about it, it was Weber's what's his name? Jamie Proviance. One of his Weber books I read cover to cover. And then I spent a ton of time on the virtual Weber Bullet forum, like a ton of time. And the Barbecue Brethren forum. And from there, I switched over to YouTube and actually learned a lot from Troy, from Dan, from John Setzler, and another guy named Smoking and Grilling by Micah, who was from near my hometown. He doesn't post anymore. But I watched everything that they put up for like years. And that's kind of, yeah. It was a Barbecue Pit Boy had Barbecue Pit Boys. Did I say Barbecue Pit Boys earlier?
Yeah, you did.
I'm sorry. I meant Barbecue Pit Masters. Barbecue Pit Masters. I've never I've never really watched Barbecue Pit Boys. Nothing against them, but I'm sorry I got that backwards. or got that messed up.
All right, so
my brain is not working.
we got Mike from Everyday Barbecue and Cuisines in the house. So like I said,
Michael.
hi to Mike. All right, Grumpus on Fire asked if any of you guys ever deal with the YouTube burnout, and what do you do to get yourself remotivated? Jack Daniels helps you get remotivated. All right, so Greg, you start with this one.
Sometimes you just need to take a break, because if you're not having fun, it's definitely going to show in the video. So sometimes you just have to take a week or two off.
Yeah,
It's funny because I just took realistically a month and a half. We didn't shoot a video for a month and a half, and you can even look at my stats.
Right.
It clearly shows. But I was like, I was traveling. For 6 weeks I was on the road, and I was like, it just is what it is.
Right.
It just is what it is.
Did you find that it hurt your channel? Well, I mean, you hit 100,000, but I mean,
I'm not. My channel is not ad revenue driven.
Right.
So to me, it's obviously the ad revenue drops, the watch time drops, but the subscribers kept going
up. That's awesome. All right, Bad Beast Barbecue's in there. What's up?
Hey, Daryl. Hey, Daryl. How you doing, buddy? Like Crown Royal, I'm sure.
Definitely. That's what I love about that guy. I love Crown Royal. That's my go-to. All right. Burnout. What do you do?
I took a break. I burn out. I mean, I took a month and 2 months off after 4th of July. Yeah, I just needed time away. It's you know what? It's true what they say. It's all a matter of expectations. When you work really hard at something that doesn't go the way you hope it does, that's when you burn out. If you sometimes it's good to take a break, reset.
Sennheiser Auto Cap Barbecue. Use the Sennheiser setup.
Oh, okay.
Loud your mic, sorry.
I'll expand on that a little bit too, because for me, I was just shooting videos by the seat of my pants.
Right.
And me and Justin were in a talk earlier, and the guy said one thing, and it's like it just rang in my head. He spends an hour every day thinking of new content to make.
Right.
And that is so far on the front, but when you can think of new content and you can start planning content and then bulk shooting content, I've shot as many as 4 videos in one day.
Right. Now, how did you feel afterwards? Because I've done that myself. I felt wiped the freak out.
Yeah,
Like
but it was
couldn't
one
do it.
day.
One day, and it was cooking and cleaning, set up.
Yeah.
You know, I'm pretty much a one-man show. Obviously, Mr. CJ helps out quite a bit, but I'm pretty much a one-man show. I was dead by the time it was over, man. It was killer. All right. T-Roy. Guys, if you have a question, keep them coming. Also, please share this. Hit that little arrow underneath the video. Share it on your social media. Let's get some butts in the seats. We got superstars in the chat. Let's get them going. All right. Brother Troy asked, what do you guys like to cook in the house? Or do you like to cook in the house? Do you have a favorite dish that you guys cook and stuff?
Man,
Serious.
subs.
You mean indoors or just
Yeah.
at home?
At home, I mean.
Make bacon.
I love cooking like tuna, like grilling tuna. Like I love cedar planking salmon. I mean that's one of our go-tos.
Right on.
And Mexican food. Oh no, cedar plank I won't do indoors, but I'll syrup salmon and tuna. I love cooking seafood.
I'd eat tacos every day.
Yeah. We make a lot of tacos.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just part of the course down here. Yeah.
I'm gonna actually do a taco series and call it the Taco Chronicles. On YouTube. No.
Really? You heard it here first, boys and girls.
Yeah. It's on Netflix. Yeah.
So my wife cooks a lot too, and so that's kind of our. That's why I joke, but like she cooks, does all the inside cooking. So she's a great baker. She makes amazing Mexican food and Asian food and stuff like that. So all of my cooking is outside.
I'll be honest with you. Yeah, and my wife and I, when we're just cooking for the meal, usually she's rocking the side dishes indoors, and I'm banging out something outside.
Yeah,
right.
That's the routine.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much for a lot of us.
Yeah.
I think it's funny that Troy asked the question because he already knows my answer. I think that might have been a little bit of a setup.
He's leading you.
Yeah.
My go-to is cabbage soup.
Yeah, cabbage soup. Yeah, that's it.
Smoking Joe's has a question for Justin. Where did the Baby Back Maniac name come from? And what is your favorite rub to use on the ribs?
Oh, that's funny. Goog asked me the same question. I wanted something. I actually put a lot of time into that. I spent a couple of days. I had about 200 names I was thinking about. I'd learned. I'm geeking out tonight, but here's the thing. I'd done a blog like back when blogs were more of a thing. Just something for our family when our kid was born, and we picked a really good name. And what I realized is that I was driving traffic to our blog from people we didn't even know. And so what I realized at that point was whatever you call yourself is the best form of advertisement you could have. And so I wanted something that was easier to remember, that rolled off the lips easily, that kind of rhymed. And that's where I ended up. That's how I ended up. And then I wanted it to be reflective of barbecue. So I would love to say that I just sat down and thought that up. I do that. Sometimes I was doing that tonight for Gute, whatever his French name is.
Gute.
Yeah, we were trying to.
Gute.
There's another guy here. We're trying to come up with a name for him. But that was a lot of work. I hope you like it. If not, don't say anything.
All right, so guys, we're hour mark. Easy Bake Barbecue told me. You guys still good to go for a little longer?
No, fine.
Cool. All right, well, let's keep going. Guys, keep the questions coming. We're going off the cuff. No script this time. No question list in front of me. So keep the questions coming. Daryl, sorry, not Daryl. The Dogfather's Barbecue, Alden, says, what is your time span from when your video becomes an idea to filming, to editing, and then to finally release? So Justin, you go first.
Well, so okay, I have a list of ideas. Like I got 15 I came up with while we were here brainstorming and stuff. I've probably got a list of 150 ideas. That's my big list. So yeah, I mean, all right, so to be real with you, there's things that the algorithm appreciates about my channel, and there's things that it doesn't. I did a tamale video. Was very happy with it. I did it with my wife. We had fun, and got 7,000 views, which for me is about 25% of what I'm used to. And so a lot of it is actually retrofitting the content to fit what the algorithm wants to push out.
Right.
And so, yeah, there's a lot of thought that goes into it, but I could do more. But as far as once I pick a topic, I take about a day to actually think through different keywords and approach I want to take. I'll shoot it in a day, and then I might spend anywhere from 3 to 5 days editing. And I'll spend a whole day on sound and color correction, stuff like that. So my videos take a long time. That's the reason why I don't whip out 3 a week. It's we were talking today, like a typical video for me is 400 gigabytes of raw footage because I'm using 3 cameras and now I'm shooting 4K and stuff like that. So I think I'm on the long end of things, and I think I need to figure out a way to cut down the process a bit because I think it might be holding me back, but it's not quick at all. So, and I'm not bragging. I'm not saying that's a good thing. It's just how I've always done it. So.
Sorry, I'm letting you talk to the camera and taking notes off of this. That's why I'm on here.
No worries.
All right, so.
Does somebody else want to answer that?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Greg just because Steve's cooking said that you're an awesome dude.
Thank you,
awesome food. Steve, I meant to get in touch with you on Monday, and I'm so sorry I flaked on that. I will get to you. All right, go for it.
Yeah, it's. I don't take as long as Justin. Justin's more of a perfectionist than I am, but that's not a bad thing. Justin's videos are beautiful. Mine are more like on the tutorial side, but it's a whole. At minimum, it's a whole day. If I like Justin, I have a list of ideas that if I come up with an idea, I write it down immediately, or else I'll forget it. And I shop the day before and then start cooking. It's when my wife, because I like to shoot in the weekdays, so I don't have to deal with like weekend noise, neighbors partying or cutting down trees or whatever. So as soon as my wife leaves for work, my son leaves for school, then I start shooting my videos, and which is around 8 in the morning. And I won't be finished until it's bedtime. I'll be doing everything at my editing table, including eating, not drinking enough water, which my wife kills me for, because by the end of my edit, I always have a throbbing headache. But yeah, it's a whole day's event. And if it's a longer cook, or more complicated, then it's 2 days of putting it all together.
Greg is like, I've said this before, but Greg is like one of those recipe guys that, there's like musicians that can play other people's music really well, and then there's people that write their own stuff. Greg will get these crazy ideas that, like, be walking through the Chinese grocery store and be like, I'm gonna make a burger about that. And he'll come up with something awesome just out of the top of your head. I wish I could do that. I wish I had that ability.
Thanks.
And it's not just, it's like so much more detail than you would think. Like, he doesn't just think about how the flavors complement each other, but he actually thinks about, like with the burgers, thinks about cutting that burger in half and opening it up and seeing those complementary colors on camera. So that it's a gift to be able to do that.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. I mean it.
Thanks.
So now we're actually trying to plan anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks of content on the front end. And then once we have it all planned out, all wrote out, then we'll just go out and shoot it all. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And Cosmo's got a team.
Yeah.
And I do have a team, but I have done it by myself.
He's big league.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
It is difficult.
Yes, and I know Justin can relate to this because I'm a one-man show, and I'd love to have a team. Hopefully someday I'll have a team, but and I shoot with 4, on average, 4 to 5 cameras, and it's a pain in the ass because you're having to move everything around, and the lights and everything. That's why lately I've been starting out outside because I got so tired of dragging my stuff from the kitchen to the backyard. It's just easier to have a big kind of a table thing out there, and I try to do my prep out there.
Totally. Yeah.
But once I start shooting a video, it like we have it so scripted. I don't want to say scripted, like because it really is. But the script says shoot the intro. I know what the intro is going to be, so it's not scripted as far as like everything I say. It's like shoot intro, and then I talk about what we're going to do, and then we got the middle section, and then we have the outro.
Yeah.
So, but it doesn't take us very long. If it's a short cook, as a matter of fact, right now, after this week, you're going to start seeing. We're doing I don't know how many burgers it's going to be, but we're going to be doing a burger series. And if we would have shot the day before I came here, we would have had 4 of them done. Right now, I think we have 3 of them done. And then when I get back next week, we'll shoot the other 3. I think it's going to be a 6 burger series. And then from there, we're going into steak and brisket.
You're the steak / brisket.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Smoking Joe's Pit Barbecue. Greg, what is your favorite thing to cook? And don't say burgers.
Yeah. I love cooking beef ribs. I mean, from a barbecue, I'm addicted, like a big, nice beefy rack of back ribs. I love them, man. And my wife loves beef ribs too. Love cooking that. I really love cooking brisket. I love a beef eater.
Mm-hmm.
I love cooking beef. But again, fish. I just we have a lot of tuna and everything. I love fishing, and I also like cedar plank cooking. I don't know if you guys have ever done that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but like cedar plank salmon. If somebody doesn't like salmon, if they say they don't like salmon, cook them cedar plank salmon, and you'll change their heart. I can guarantee it.
Yeah, I don't like salmon.
I'll cook you cedar plank salmon, you'll love it. And the key too on any seafood, especially salmon, is buy it fresh, meaning that it's never been frozen.
Right.
And the way you can tell if the fish is thawed, but it's been frozen in the past, you push your finger down on it and then lift it up, and if it leaves a divot that fills with moisture, then it's been frozen before. Don't buy it. It should spring right back.
Okay. Grumpus on Fire has a question for Cosmo. What made you decide to build your business around barbecue?
Honestly, it wasn't. I never set out to build a business. If you'd have told me, I think we incorporated in 10 years. If you'd have told me 10 years ago that, this is where we would be, I wouldn't have believed you. My thing is you should always strive to be better tomorrow than you were the day before. So when I started in the competition world, and then I started making my own injections, it really kind of pissed me off how the competition world, they turned their back on me. I'll never forget, I went to a competition, and only one person would speak to me, Donnie Till. And it was because I came out with an injection, and how dare I come out with an injection, and then anyways.
Really?
Anywho.
Oh yeah. It sucked. It sucked. Scott from Little Pigtown called me because I was about to quit. I was about to quit all Cosmos stuff because I was like, this is crazy. These are grown men acting like teenagers. I just want to start knocking them in the head.
What was their point? Like, was somebody else have? Did somebody else?
Yeah,
have?
they didn't think that I should be infringing on somebody else's business. And I was like, hey,
Because they invented injection.
Yeah, because they invented injection. I was like, hey, man, this is America. This is how it is, So anyways, and that's actually where the tagline, "It Just Wins," came from. Because I was so pissed off, and I was getting better, and I started getting my name called. So I sat in the back of the auditorium or wherever we was at awards, and I was like, you know what, man, if they're not going to talk to me, they're at least going to know. So that weekend I went out and I got a bunch of shirts made, and it said "It Just Wins" it says Kosmos Q, "It Just Wins." So I was sitting in the back, and when I got my name called, I wanted every one of them assholes to see my shirt as I walked by.
That's awesome.
And then it was just a matter of competition cooks are anything but loyal.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, if you rub mouse shit on a brisket and won, everybody would be out buying mouses.
Mice.
Mice.
Mouses.
A
All right.
lot of comments about America.
America.
That's,
said,
that's
"This is
America.
Yeah.
God bless it. All right. Easy Bake Barbecue, threw your code in there again. Thank you. It's only good until midnight. Correct? Midnight Oklahoma
What
time.
What is it? Y2K?
It will be Central Standard Time, so
Right. Let's see. Grumpus on Fire says he's falling in love with Cosmo tonight.
hell yeah.
I think he means that in like a totally platonic way. So
It is California.
Chef Johnny says he's headed to bed. Later, boys. Thanks for the info. Chef Johnny, have a great night. Thank you, bro.
Cheers, Johnny.
All right. Justin,
Yes.
Troy asks you, can you please track his numbers and let him know when he gets to 300,000 subscribers because he's not paying attention.
It's true. Every time he hits a milestone, I get more excited about it than he does.
All right. Smokey Joe's Pit Barbecue, Cosmo. Do people come into your store all the time asking for you? So
Yeah.
you take pictures, all that
Yeah,
stuff, fanboy it. All right, cool.
Which, on a side note, my daughter, she started working for us.
Right on.
And the first time it happened, she came upstairs. She goes, "Dad, there's somebody downstairs, and they want a picture of you for some reason." she had no clue what the barbecue.
Right.
That happened to me in the airport when we got here. The
Someone
guy's
want
like,
to take a picture of you?
you don't want to take a picture, but he wanted to meet me. He's a really nice guy. Shout out to Kazi if you're watching, but he came over, said hi, met his son, and
Nice.
yeah, it was cool. That's fun.
Yeah, that's cool. I've yet to be recognized, but it's cool.
Are you CJ?
Oh, you guys recognized me when I got to the hotel. So there you go.
Yeah.
I got this. They wanted to shake my hand and take a picture. It's weird.
We did.
All right. Let's see here. Bad Beast Barbecue. Greg, are you still planning on moving to Tennessee? And how will that affect your channel if you do?
I don't know how it will affect my channel. Yeah, Tennessee's on my radar, but also because of my wife and her family that's in San Diego still. I'm looking hard at northern Arizona, like the Prescott area, because it's very, it's not a long drive from San Diego, and the weather also there's pretty similar temperature-wise to San Diego. It's not like crazy hot like Phoenix, it's up at elevation. But yeah, I want to leave. I want to leave California. It will be at least 2 years before I can leave though, because of things.
Very cool. All right. Greg, Steve's Cooking asks, what is your favorite burger?
I get asked this all the time.
I'm sure.
My most
Free.
yeah, free. I love smash burgers. I love them, and the cool thing is I've been doing a lot of different variations of smash burgers, just because I love the caramelization you get. But I did a copycat burger, that peanut butter burger I did.
That was good.
That was just such a great burger. I mean, it worked so well, and it had this kind of like this peanut brittle dust on it, and a lot of people grimace when they hear peanut butter on a burger, but beef and peanut butter just goes together so well. It was good. It was a very well balanced burger, and that was a copycat recipe. But as far as my burgers, Junkyard Dog's good. It's a heart attack on a plate, but it's a really, really good burger.
Can I put you on the spot?
You may.
Fast food burger. My favorite. Like if you're gonna go, is it too much on the spot? I'm sorry.
No, my favorite fast food burgers are just really simple and fresh. I mean, if I'm in San Diego, it'll be In and Out all day. If I'm in Oklahoma, a Whataburger. Yeah, those two I love.
Those are my choices too.
Worst burger.
Ooh.
Restaurant. And I know you're going to say McDonald's, but don't jump straight to that.
I'm not going to say McDonald's, honestly. I mean, they're not the best burger anymore, but they're not the worst either. That's really a tough one to answer. I mean, the worst burgers I've had have been in some of the like coffee shops I've been in. They've just been really dry, frozen burgers. I mean, you could tell those burgers that they try to make them look like they're smashed, that they look like a flour, which you can cook those have a juicy burger, but they just overcook them to where they're dry as hell. Those have been the worst. I can't honestly name it. There's places I don't go to, but right off the top of my head, I don't know. Sorry.
In-N-Out double animal and protein style is the Dogfather's go-to.
Yeah, In-N-Out.
I love it.
There's just, especially when you get them fresh, and it's just so hot and everything. Everything's so crisp and
I think they got good balance between like the bread, the veggies, the meat, the cheese, all that. You know what I mean? It's not one thing's not over.
And that's what I
In
want.
their menu hasn't changed.
Yeah.
No, and I think the epitome of a good American burger is just what In-N-Out is, just what Whataburger is. Simple, not a whole lot of craziness going on, and people are going to hate me for this, but good American cheese, man.
Oh, I'm with you.
Yeah, it's got that creamy texture, that kind of lighter cheese flavor. It doesn't overpower the burger, but yeah, that's what I like.
All right, so you brought up the Junkyard Dog Burger. Simple Man's Barbecue said that was the best burger he ever had.
Oh, thank you.
So throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Let's see here. All right, Pit Life Barbecue is a podcast. Johnny Mags, Mystic Mike. They're planning on shooting real videos though. Mm-hmm. So do we have any recommendations for lighting, microphones, any of that stuff?
Like brands?
Yeah, I mean, probably.
I would say on microphones, if you want to stick on the cheap side, Yeti.
Yeah.
If you got the money and you can spend it, Rode.
Sennheiser.
They might have that locked down though. If they're a podcast, they probably have the audio thing down right. What do you think?
Man, I've seen some podcast setups where it was just bad mics.
Yeah.
And Yetis they're cheap.
Yeah.
That's what I have at the house.
Yeah.
I have a lapel mic that I bought. It's wireless, and it was $40. So I mean, if you just kind of pay attention and look at maybe Amazon reviews or even like the Sean Cannell guys, it's not those type of channels that do review for those products. That'll probably get you.
But the difference is that they're usually indoors, and we have to worry about wind noise and stuff like that. So, like as far as camera equipment, okay, so you need a flip out screen. You need good audio.
Smokey and Joe's Pit Barbecue. Thank you for the $20. Love you guys. Thanks for all you do.
All right.
Appreciate it.
You need a flip out screen so you can see yourself. You need decent autofocus, and you need a microphone input jack if you want to have optimal audio. I like Canon because most of their cameras do those things, and they also have really good color science. But Sony makes good cameras too, and but really one of the things that not everybody talks about is you get a lot of feedback from people who are in the industry, like the video production industry, and they'll say stupid things like real pros don't use autofocus, and then it gets confusing when you're starting out.
That's the thing, I'm not a pro.
Yeah, that's right.
Autofocus is important.
So there's actually a lot of pros that use autofocus. They just don't do it in the movies or in TV shows. And last I checked, that we don't have the budget to have one guy there that stands next to the cameraman and controls just the focus. And so basically, if you want like a really, really easy, just to give you an easy answer, is if you're on a budget, the Canon M50 is fantastic for the $500 or $600 it costs now. It gives you everything you need. If you have a little bit more to spend, I really like the Canon 90D for all the same reasons. That one also has not just a microphone input jack, but also a headphone jack. So if like we were making a video together, I could actually real time monitor what they sound like. So I don't have to like finish. The worst thing in the world is to finish a video and then go back and post and realize the whole thing is clipping or there was some sort of transmission thing that was a problem. There's a lot of great cameras out there, but for $500 or $600, the Canon M50 is a really good starting point.
For lighting, just go on Amazon and check the LED panels. Make sure you can adjust it up to pass.
Oh, I'm sorry. Alton just wrote something. Alton was having problems with his M50, and I was like, we worked it out, but he just said it was a problem with his firmware. And so tell Justin it's also important to keep the firmware updated. So yeah, that, I was an insight. I'm sorry, interrupt. Yeah.
Amazon.
Yeah.
Amazon's a big deal.
Yeah, I have the cheapest LED lights.
Yeah, go on Amazon and just make sure you can adjust that they're adjustable. You want to be able to adjust the warmth and also the what is it? You're more techie than I am. The K.
The Kelvin.
Kelvin value.
Yeah.
You want to be able to make sure you can go past like 5,000.
Lighting and audio is the most important thing. You can make a good video. In fact, we listened to a speaker today who her name's Shailene Johnson. She used to be this fitness guru 15, 20 years ago. She was all over the place because she's a part of Beachbody with P90X and Tony Horton and all those guys. She actually kind of went off and did her own thing and has become uber popular. And she did it shooting on a cell phone. And she didn't even have her settings right. But it was she had good lighting, she had good audio, and she had a good story. And if you have those three things, you'll do fine. You know, story is really more important than anything. Like having something you're excited to talk about and being able to like tell it in a way where you convey your enthusiasm to the person who's listening.
Right.
That's the big thing. I think that's actually the most important thing. That and being willing to look at yourself objectively and go, you know what? This sucks right now. I need to keep working on it. Mm-hmm. Every time you get exposed to a viewer, you want them to have a reason. You want to give them reasons to subscribe. You want to give them reasons to keep listening. So I think in editing, it's real important to be able to go, you know, right now this blows, and I'm going to do it over, or edit it differently, or work around it, or something.
Right. Bottle Cap Barbecue just said there's settings on cell phones. Yeah, there is. My phone, we use iPhones. You could set the speed.
You can set a lot of
4K, 30 frames per second, 60 frames per second. So
there's also an app called Filmic Pro, which gives you complete control over your iPhone in a similar way you would with a DSLR or mirrorless camera. But yeah, cell phones are great now. But cell phones are great with great lighting. They're still not great in poor lighting. So if you don't want to have grainy footage, you need to light your stuff. So.
All right. Dash asked, this is a question for all y'all. What is your least favorite thing to cook or grill? So, Cosmo?
Chicken.
Chicken?
Yeah.
Chicken breast in particular, or all chicken?
Just chicken.
All right.
Now, I don't mind doing spatchcock chicken or, but I don't know. If I'm going to do chicken, I like to do wings.
Oh, yeah. I love wings, for sure. Okay. Greg, least favorite thing to cook?
Vegan shit.
Vegan shit. What is vegan stuff? Do you cook vegan stuff?
No. Well, I have, though. Well,
he's a brand ambassador for the Impossible Burger.
No, I'm not a brand ambassador. Actually, if you're going to eat a meatless pretend meat stuff, it tastes like pretty darn good, to be honest with you.
See?
But I just got to be honest.
Gotta work that in there for that $500. Huh?
There's no money involved in that. There's no money involved. I knew, but I wanted to try it because I wanted to see it for myself.
Well, what do you think? Like, honestly.
Well, so there's two versions. The original version, it tastes as far as all the fake meat stuff, it tasted pretty good.
Right.
But then you burp and you taste it coming back in your mouth, which you don't. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? And so that was a turnoff. Then they sent me the second version and the stuff that the Whopper has now, that they have the fake Whopper, whatever they call it. And if you're going to cook with a fake meat, it tastes pretty good. It really does. And I'd really love to cook up a beef patty and I'm not advocating for this stuff, just so you know. I
sounds like you are, but
sounds like you really enjoy it.
No, I still have a bunch of it in my freezer, man. I don't really know what to do with. But you want some?
Yeah, I'll take it. Okay.
Yeah. But honestly, it tasted pretty good. But yeah, there's some of those other products. I tried to do a vegan burger just because I thought it'd be fun, and man, oh man, I lost like 90 subscribers on that one video.
Uncle Steve Shakes saying goodnight all. He actually has a question, so I'm gonna ask you before he says goodnight. Biggest mistake beginners make barbecuing or smoking or anything like that. Cosmo? All right, go ahead, Justin, please.
I think with brisket, the biggest mistake people make is trying to cheap out on the quality of the meat. I think if you're going to spend all day cooking, brisket's so cheap to begin with. You know, give yourself the best odds that after 12 hours you're going to have something you can enjoy. And you don't have to buy Wagyu if you don't want to, but buy at least a choice of prime grade, because it's going to be the same amount of work either way. I think that right there, from going from select, which was back then $1 a pound, to choice, which was $2 a pound when I started, was when I started realizing, okay, the quality of meat is super, super important. So
chasing a temperature, like obsessing over temperatures rather than just letting the heat do what it does. Especially, you know, with a brisket, when you hit that stall, people get impatient. Or if you see little fluctuations on the thermometer, you go up above your target temperature, down below, and then freaking out and throwing dampers, and next thing you know, now you're like cooking at 500 degrees, or you're cooking at 100 degrees. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obsessing over the temperature.
Cosmo?
I think for me, like just getting bad information off the internet. If I get asked one more time, what temperature should I wrap at?
Yeah.
I'm gonna scissor kick the shit out of somebody. Because it's
So how you feel about it, like for real?
Okay, that boils down to chasing the temperature.
And it's like I get what they're saying. You know, when turkey, is 45 minutes per pound, but whatever 400 or that, to me that's the
It's not baking cookies.
Right. So I always cook the color and then I cook the feel. But learning that, the easiest way to learn how to do that is put a stick of butter on your counter next to a box of toothpicks, and every time you walk by it, stick a toothpick in it and pull it out. That's what the meat should feel like.
That's what's good. All right, guys, free advice right there. All right, Dogfather's Barbecue. What is the biggest pain about making videos, and how do you overcome it, Justin?
Probably just the line of work we're in, or if I cook a brisket and it's not hot and fast, I got to start it early in the morning. It's going to go late at night, and then I'm doing the taste test in 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning. I try to start early, but that offset takes a while to heat up, and I think it's that kind of thing. Just the logistics of it's really long. It's a really long day, and that kind of thing. The other thing is, like, without having a team, you got to wear so many hats. Like I'm a tech guy, I'm a camera guy. I've said this before.
Lighting.
But, yeah. Like I have a friend who does professional productions, like TV commercials and things like that. And I went on one of their shoots, and what I realized was I was excited about being there. They had these $50,000 cameras, and they have dedicated people. What I realized was every single person there does what we do. Like there was an audio guy whose job was to do audio. He had better equipment, and it had 100% of his attention, but his job was to get the audio. I have to do that. They had lighting guys that took care of that. They had a director. They had script writers. They had actors. We wear all those hats all at once. And sometimes the technical, like you're trying to think about what you're going to say, and your mic's not on, and like the camera adjusts on you, or something happens, the wind starts blowing, the sun goes down. I mean, it's like that kind of thing. It would be great to just be able to have to put on. I want to hire a team like you. You got to figure it out, man. That's the smart way to do it. Noise.
Yeah, I mean, same thing. Being a one-man production company, and I'm my audio's. I record my audio through a digital recorder, and I can't tell you how many times. Well, now I have a routine, but I still have not turned my audio on, or maybe you spaced out and you didn't turn the record off on your cameras between shots. So then when you go around thinking you're turning them actually on record, you're shutting them off. Yeah. I mean, I've lost whole scenes that way. Just the logistics of shooting a video, because you're also trying to focus on a successful cook and all this other crap going around in the background. or the uncontrollable again, like the neighbor fires up a chainsaw, things like that, or a freaking
I have car noise.
or
going
fire
by.
trucks.
Yeah, fire trucks.
And then when the fire truck rolls by, the dogs start howling. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
things like that.
Totally.
And you have a cook going on at the same time.
Right.
Right.
Like, how do you can't stop that.
Right.
Yeah.
We're on the
Once
clock here.
Yeah.
Once it's set in motion,
Yeah.
Okay. What about you?
what was the question again? I forgot.
What's the biggest pain about shooting videos?
Well, it's always going to be something, right?
Yeah.
For me, back in the day, it was, I had to move all the cameras, all the lighting. Man, I used to get so, I would forget to press record on the camera or the mic or whatever. Then I got some help, and then my help forgot to press record. And then I do it all, and I'm like, you got one job. Like you can see this, how do you?
You're the record guy.
So, but then once we get that figured out, we work all the bugs out of that. The biggest problem I have right now is where we shoot at. It's extremely raw. It's in the back of our warehouse. And I was like, you know what? This is how we are.
Mm-hmm.
I could put lipstick on a pig, but at the end of the day, you're gonna eventually see the trash can right over there.
Right.
So, but right now it's people walking up.
Oh, right.
I'll be right in the middle of the shoot. They'll come up, hey, what are you cooking? I'm like,
I'm vlogging right now. Jay's rapping barbecue 84. My issues with barbecue in the hood are gunshots, police sirens. I think he's in East LA or something like that. So it's literally probably a problem. So what do you? Is there any way that you could set up your shooting area to be like, stay the fuck out and shoot?
Eventually, I think we're going to move it back to my house.
Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense. All right, Kent had a question for me. Do I miss him yet? Yes, Kent, I miss you. I hate taking down these questions. I wish I brought a notepad because I'm using my notepad on my phone, so that sucks. So, Kent, I miss you. I literally bought you a laptop and a microphone, and I still don't understand why we're having problems with not connecting.
Kent's in trouble.
We got to work on that. All right, Blue Gill says he works. This is for Cosmo. He says he works with Barry at Vance and asks how you're doing. Does that ring a bell?
Barry?
Yeah, Barry at Vance.
Vance
Oh, yeah, Vance Air Force Base.
Oh,
Yeah, that used to be on my route when I was in environmental years ago. I did all the parts forces out at Vance Air Force Base.
Oh, yeah?
So, yeah.
All right, cool,
Yeah.
cool. All right, so that's what he says. He says, how are you? All right. This is more of a statement. Smoking Joe's Pit BBQ say, Cosmo, you're the reason he bought an El Rey smoker.
Oh, good.
So that is what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I think he got rid of it because he just got a Yoder. He got a beautiful Yoder. Troy has a question for Cosmo. What's the plan for your next product? And if you could give us a little bit, because everybody's anxious for it.
We're working on flavored injections.
All right. Like, what kind of flavors?
He's being coy.
Carne asada.
Oh, nice. All right, cool.
Like, I don't know. I mean,
Like,
I
so,
think
like a ethnic kind of flavor.
Yeah.
Like a Latin.
tacos, man.
Tacos.
We don't love tacos.
Human and a Mexican lager.
Yeah.
All right. So, T-Roy, there you go, buddy. Again, Smoking Joe's Pit BBQ. Justin, where can he buy a Chewbacca pin? Is that a thing?
Disneyland.
Oh, I know what he's saying. It took me a second. Oh. Okay, so I have to explain that. Who asked that?
Smoking Joe's Pit BBQ.
Okay. So in one of my early videos, I had a cheap Tascam 598. It's a $29 microphone, and it sounded great, but it was huge. I still have it. I just don't use it now that I've got a Rode mic that I like. But in order to keep the wind noise off, I had to buy like a dead cat. You know what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was just gigantic. It was a gigantic dead cat that one of my buddies called a Chewbacca penis.
Oh, so it was penis, not pin.
Yeah,
Got
yeah.
it.
He probably censored himself. But yeah, I got that on Amazon. That's funny you said that. Because even I was lost on that.
They come up with some off the wall questions right now.
No, I appreciate you watching, man. That's a throwback question. I love it.
All right, so the Dogfather's, I think it's a statement, so I'm not going to write it down. Tell Justin I use my weed burner in the cooking chamber of his LSG vertical offset beginning of the cook to speed up the warm up.
Oh yeah.
Pit warm up. Cool. All right, so Chewbacca Penis, got it. Grumpus on Fire asks, what editing software do you guys use?
Final Cut.
Final Cut Pro.
Premiere Pro.
That's what his editor uses.
What is your editor use?
He uses Final Cut.
Okay.
Really?
I use Premiere Pro.
Oh, okay.
I use iMovie. It works. It just went. Oh, that's yours. All right.
And I can edit, by the way. You can. It's not good, but
we got hashtag Chewbacca Penis in the chat. Thanks. All right, Bill, Chicken Fried Barbecue. What are your thoughts on GoPros? Do any of you use them?
it seems like every time I buy one, the freaking next one come out.
Yeah, just came out.
I just bought the 7 Hero Black, and 30 seconds later,
I have.
They came
I'm
out
like,
with the
oh
8.
my gosh.
They are great for. Okay, so they're great. They're the only camera that can do what they do as well as they do it. So if you're going to shoot anything underwater, if you want to stick a tiny camera in a weird angle or something like that, like it just doesn't get any better. And one of the things that the Hero 7 is really good at is doing hyperlapses, which just time lapses that move. Especially if you're driving, you slap that thing on your dash and you get the coolest time lapses. They're not the best in low light. Which means they're not the best indoors. But again, that's a matter of personal preference. Like I'm kind of against film grain. I don't like the look of a lot of cameras when they get that grainy low light look. So it's not a good choice for me inside unless I really light everything up. But they're great. I mean, they're cool little cameras for what they can do, but they do have a limited use case for me. But they're the only things that can do what they do as well as they do it.
Did you see the videos when I was doing the $5 breakfast series?
Yeah.
And I wore my got my chest rig out and
Did
wore
you?
my goatee out. So I'm wearing it while I'm cooking.
Yeah.
I loved it, man. It's just it's just an awesome angle.
Yeah.
What were you using when you bought Starbucks?
The
that was the G7X.
Choice of the baristas.
Steve, we were talking about Steven on another cooking show. He has a GoPro that he actually has a
Mouthpiece.
mouthpiece
Yeah.
to. It's called a mouth cam.
But those, I had the same mouthpiece and it broke before I even got to use it. And he's been through a few of them too.
Well,
So, yeah.
all right, so that's Bill's question. Troy wants you to say something about the bone-in brisket that took 3 days.
Oh, that thing was gnarly.
That was awesome. That was cool. Yeah, we Troy had this idea he wanted to do a bone-in brisket, so he managed to get one. And it was 27 pounds. And so you didn't see this, okay? So go ahead.
No, it's your brisket.
Oh, well, you look like you're gonna say something.
I was just gonna say it was crazy looking.
So it's like this towering brisket. It's like this tall because it's sitting up like a rack of ribs or a rack of beef. Put it on his Yoder, and we cooked all day. And then, we started late at night. We finally got. How did this work? It was a 24-hour cook, but the way it worked out, we put it on the cooker. We got tired. We put it on the Weber Smoky Mountain, so we get some sleep. Came back, put it back on the Yoder, finished the cook off. And then it was so late by the time we pulled it that we put it in the ice chest, and wrapped it, and left it, went back, slept, came back in. It's the only brisket I've ever done where I slept twice during the cook. Between the time
sternum bone?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what it looked like. That's what it looked like. But it was this monster cooker. And the craziest thing about it, I said it was a monster cooker. It took a long time. Craziest thing about it was all that time in the offset, and it did not have a smoke ring, which is really odd. I don't know why, but that was one of the things to take away. It tasted great. But that was the biggest marathon cook I've ever done.
Was it worth it?
We haven't done it since.
No.
But it was a fun
trend.
but it's a fun memory, especially Troy and I got a kick out of it, and it's a fun video. You should check it out. It's on Troy's channel.
That'd be a cool cook has actually 2 briskets still hooked together.
Oh man, Troy.
Troy,
Yeah,
do
maybe
it.
having trouble.
CJ, do it.
Shit, I don't have a Lone Star grill. All right, I'm gonna read this question. I know it's gonna jump ahead of other people that wrote down the question. It's a long ass question.
Hang on, Dash. I don't think we let it sit out before. And you want to know if there was room to take it before. I figure that's better than come back to it.
Let's see. What do you all think about the future of YouTube cooking and barbecue in regards to further growing together nationwide? Not sure I get that one too much, but after all, the room has different kinds of creators from far and wide. Do you have thoughts on the future of YouTube cooking?
I have a lot of thoughts on it, but
I mean,
I did the growth nation.
like helping each other out. Like,
is it on the screen here?
yeah, it's Bushy Beta.
Okay, what do you all think of the future of YouTube cooking and the barbecue in regards to future growing together nationwide? That's the part where he lost me.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Jason, clarify that up a little bit, buddy. All right, getting back to it. I don't know if this is so much for you, Cosmo, but how do you manage rub companies that send you free stuff? And do you feel obligated to give a good review? Like, I don't know, are people sending you stuff, Cosmo? I mean, it's a legit, not legit question. But
No, actually, rub company
Put your name on
co-packers will send me stuff because they want me, oh, we can do this, we can, switch your business, we can lower your costs and all the, all that stuff.
Right.
But as far as if somebody sends me free stuff for the channel and it actually makes it on the channel, there's a lot of stuff that never makes it on the channel.
Right.
But if it makes it on the channel, you're going to get the truth.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I will never lie to my audience.
Right.
Now I may, say something incorrectly and have to come back and fix it, but I will never intentionally deceive them. And if somebody sends me something and they're willing to,
Dogfather's got a good question for Cosmo right there. I can see it.
Ask Cosmo, when using cow cover versus cow cover hot on a brisket, what tip should we wrap at? I'm kidding.
Scissor kick.
Scissor kick. Scissor kick to the head. All right, so we'll come back to that question about the rubs. Bushy Beto says, any way, whether cooking collabs, things like this, or get-togethers, which have their start from people coming together from their channels. So you think there's more of a future in get-togethers, maybe?
no. And here's I think I can speak on this.
I feel like
For those of you that are in Texas and some of you may know the Googans,
right.
I do go to the Googans and shoot videos with them. Not a lot, but at least, once every 2 months. As a matter of fact, they just released a video today where, we did a walk through Walmart and I got to pick all the random stuff. And then I made them have a cook-off. And I got to pick all the random stuff. But the future of YouTube, in my opinion, is in collabs. If you don't get me wrong, you can still make it on your own. But I think that the 4 of us can move further, farther, faster together than we can apart. And I've seen it happen firsthand in the fishing industry, and the Googans are just killing their space. I mean, absolutely killing it. But in order to do that, they all make pretty much the same type of content. It's on the same level as far as execution in the edits and time wise, thumbnail wise. They all get it. But that's what we all would do too if we choose to do that one day. Greg may look at my thumbnail and go, "Hey man, your thumbnail looks good, but check this out. This is a trick I learned." And I'll go, oh my gosh, that's awesome. So immediately, you know, I'm learning from Greg. And then Justin may come in and go, hey man, you guys' thumbnails looks killer, but I'm having a better CTR with this. And then next thing you know, we're on the same page.
Yeah.
And then once we all start having, and with me, I'm very statistical driven. Like if I'm not going to commit to be a part of something that if everybody's half-assing it, I don't want to be a part of it.
Right.
And it's nothing against these guys. That's just, and I know these guys are the same way. They're not going to just half-ass something. So if we say we're going to have a meeting once a month, like, and you're not there, it better be because your ass is in the hospital.
Yeah.
You know, and as a matter of fact, I actually know some other people that have contracts in place that we are contractually bound to each other to shoot once a month, whatever it is, or, you know, whatever we, you know, figure the contract up to be. That's, you know,
Yeah.
that's the way it rolls.
Yeah.
Right on.
Whoa.
What was that?
I don't know what happened there. Shut up. Or turn off. That's interesting. Yeah. We should do that.
All right. So Troy just said, in that case, so when are we all going to meet up in Oklahoma or Texas?
We talk.
Troy, I
I'm in the
think
middle.
I think
Come on.
something's going to happen soon. Is it Andrew?
Yeah, we need Troy.
Can I go back to the rub question?
Yeah, actually, I was just going to do that.
Okay.
So rough question.
I don't think you owe anyone anything over a bottle of rub. Like I don't know.
We're freaking live.
Yeah, and
That's a Canadian.
yeah. I don't accept a cooker. Like I mean, like I've gotten a couple of multi-$1,000 actually I've gotten 1, 2, 3.
A lot.
4 multi-$1,000 cookers that I don't agree to. I don't.
He doesn't like them.
No.
They're pure crap.
Look, my deal is, let me rephrase this. My obligation is to the viewer, right? So that doesn't mean I'm going to rip a cooker because something bad happens, but I'm also not going to hide a problem or a limitation from my viewers, because the trust with the viewers is the most important thing to me. So we get a lot of crap for shilling. There's a difference between shilling and accurately reflecting a cooker. That's one of the things I love about Lone Star Grills is I really enjoy using the cooker. I feel like it's a great product. And I also know that Kris Goodlander wants honest feedback. He doesn't want me lying about his cooker, which is good because I wouldn't do it anyway. So that's why that's a good relationship for me. So no, over a bottle of rub, no way. I mean, it's $10. Like you the thing is, but you don't dog it either. Like you give it there. You're in the driver's seat. You are the person who has the audience that trusts you. Do not betray that audience for a $10 bottle of rub. But it just let them decide. Also, you don't try unless it's really bad. Unless you just think it's really bad, you know, be accurate. Like that's. I feel like that's my job. I feel like that's my responsibility is to connect awesome viewers with awesome companies. Now, does that mean you may not get the next deal? Yeah. I mean, I've lost some opportunities because I wasn't willing to fudge on that. Like I wasn't willing to not disclose exactly what the nature of the relationship was. But to me, I think that's way more important. You know, like I would for a bottle of rub, I wouldn't even. That you're doing them a favor. So keep that in mind. You don't owe them anything. But honesty, you owe them as much honesty as you owe your audience.
That's true.
And that, again, don't be a dick. But at the same time, you know, that's my feeling. You guys might feel different. You know? That's
Greg, do you have thoughts on that at all?
What was it? No.
About getting free rubs and
Yeah,
you feel like
I mean, reach a point where enough is enough.
Yeah.
I mean, I won't use a product if I don't like it.
Right.
You know, unless if they ask me for a review, I'll do it. But I've been lucky in that the rubs I have used, I've liked. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. I use Kosmos stuff a lot on my channel, a lot of my personal cooks as well. And I kind of feel like if you get something that you really like, that you feel comfortable attaching or associating your name with, then stick with it. And that's kind of like why I'm using his crap, his Chinese made crap all the time.
Well, the other problem is like I can say this because you're here and it's true. Like that cow cover rub, when I had about 4 videos back, I just bought the best-selling barbecue rubs on Amazon, and the cow cover was in it. I did on ribs. It was one of the best rib rubs. Somebody asked me that earlier. Rib rubs, you know, and if it wasn't, I would have said so. I'm glad I was good, because this will be awkward, probably, you know. But like, we get sent a lot of. That's why I chuckled earlier, because like there was a day a couple weeks ago where I had it 4 times before lunch, and sometimes there's so few products that actually stand out that I'll just tell them you're welcome to send it, but I'm backlogged and I may not get to it. But the other part of that problem is it's like so few of them, even stuff that's trending, like that people are talking about, I'll try it and it just tastes like salt, you know, like it's just salt. You know, that and that one of the things I liked about your rub is it did have more depth of flavor to it. It was little things like being able to spread it and pour it and it not clump up on you, and not, you know, it's just so rare to find something that stands out of the pack. So yeah, back to the rub thing. I wouldn't feel any obligation to say anything but the truth, and if that's not what they want, you know.
All right. I'm gonna try. We're at 2 hours. I'm gonna try to wrap this up. So guys, no more questions. I got 6 or 7 more here, so let's just get through these real quick. Jay's Brapping Barbecue. How can someone get sponsored by Kosmos Q? Asking for a friend. Any sponsors?
Hey, I'll be honest with you. When it comes to sponsors, us sponsoring people, we have been just by people.
Really?
Yeah. We send them a bunch of stuff and they never post on social media. They never, and you know, I go, well, why would I tell anybody when I'm using it? I'm like, well, I don't know. You're sponsored by it. So when somebody asks us, and we're working on building a team so we can start sponsoring more people. Right now, we're just so short-handed that it's hard to answer every single buddy, because we probably get about 50 requests a week, and just the manpower to go through all theirs. Because the one thing that I'll do is, the first thing I do is I go to their social media and I see what's on there.
Right.
Are they on there posting dumb shit, you know, or are they on there? There's one guy I sponsor, and he never competed.
Really?
Has never competed. But he was on social media, cooking at home, showing our products at least 4 times a month. And he was just, you know, he was a champion of Kosmos when he was buying it. So that I was like, yep, that's the kind of people I want to be. I want to do business.
Well, I
with.
think everybody obsesses with the competition word. You know, the best barbecue for me to eat is not competition barbecue.
Yeah.
And I know your stuff kicks ass on the comp circuit, but it's also really, really good for the backyard cook. I mean, really, really freaking good. And it's not just the rubs or anything, the sauces. I mean,
the feed's wonky right
my
now.
buddy, I'm not kissing your ass. I'm just telling you, it's a really good product.
Okay, Cosmo is from Dogfather Barbecue. Are there any other rubs that you use besides your own?
There's only
Ballistic Rub.
there's only one, and the only reason that I do use it, when I don't use it very much, but when I do use it, it's Cimarron Docks, and the only reason that I do buy their rub is because I know the owner very well, and I'm not going to knock him in the head. He's a good friend of mine.
Very cool.
And he's had the utmost respect for me. He uses my stuff.
Right.
So, you know.
Okay. All right. Feed got funky. Someone walked in the room. Yeah, I know. It is what it is. Grumpus on Fire asked, are tips on color corrections? Do you fix it on your camera or do you fix it in post?
Just text you right
I fix in post. I shoot for photos. I shoot raw, and then I'll fix them in Lightroom. For video, we shoot obviously in 1080, and then we will color in post if need be.
Nice. All right. What about you?
I'm sorry, I forgot the question.
You make corrections to color on when you're filming or in post?
I try to get exposure as close as possible on camera. Everything you do on camera, you don't have to do in post. And then I color correct. I don't use LUTs. Like I try to keep things as accurate as possible. So yeah, I both.
Okay.
But the closer you get on camera, the less you have to do in post production. So.
Here, I'm getting green. What's up? Strippers and blow. Nice. Cosmo, do you have a choice between, this is from King Kilbasa, Jambo Pits or El Rey? Do you have a preference out of the two?
Man, that new Jambo I got is nice. It's a 30-inch Jambo too. And man, you talk about doing a truckload of food. It is. Have you seen it?
I've seen it, yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful. My El Rey is beautiful too, and it runs like a champion. So for me, it's like, you know, am I cooking a lot or am I just cooking out back my shop on a stick? My El Rey for that. It's
right.
Smaller. I can wheel it out. My Jambo's on my competition trailer, but I'm gonna have to pull a 36-foot trailer. Well, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna, you know, come up there and cook a brisket on it.
Right. Okay. Let's see here. I don't know if this is putting you guys on the spot or not, and if you don't want to answer, obviously not a problem. But Dogfather's Barbecue asks, what is the worst cooker you guys have ever tried? Cooked on, whatever.
Camp Chef.
Like the.
It was the square one that Walmart sells.
Like is the griddle one?
red lid.
No, it's just square and it's a cabinet cooker and has a door.
Oh
in the front.
yeah.
And that was the first cooker I ever bought, and I had to throw all the meat away, and it had a pan in the bottom of it.
It catches on fire.
And I just filled it full of hot charcoal, and I put it in there, and I was like, well, how does this thing cook? Because they didn't put any freaking air inlets on it or an exhaust on it.
Nice. All right. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I would have to say one of those, the really flimsy big box store offsets. It was at someone's house, and it was just a travesty.
No.
Off the top of my head, I mean, it's one of the big box brands, but Hugo maybe could.
Cool. All right. Well, you want me one?
Although I did do I was with the Googans.
Right.
And we shot a video down there, and it was we did Wagyu tomahawk ribeyes, and the deal was it was me versus Flair and Weston, and they got to use the expensive Green Mountain Grill, and the deal was they got to buy my cooker at Walmart, and when we walked in, it was the square cooker, it's like the lid pops up like that.
Right.
The $29 thing.
Yeah, the $29 thing. And I thought, I can make this. We were walking at it, and it's blue, and I just knew they know my colors. I knew they was gonna pick it. No, I think we can find a cheaper one. And we kept walking, and they found it was $19 at Walmart. And then they marked it down to $12. Go watch that video, because I cooked a steak on a $12 grill and kicked their ass.
And that was on the Googans channel.
Yeah, on the Guggen Squad channel. Yeah.
Jason, if you could find it, throw it in the chat, please, book.
Yeah, it's like one of their. It was like not the last video they posted today, It's like 1 or 2 videos ago. But yeah, that's a cool video to watch because I had to cut the side of the lid off.
To get the handle or the.
So the bones hanging outside of the cooker the whole time.
That's awesome, dude. Great. Am I keeping this running for Google to come in? Or is it just coming up?
Wait, well, he's just hang tight for just a second.
Well, I got a couple more questions.
We keep going. Go for it.
All right. Bruce asks, sorry, is YouTube too saturated with barbecue and cooking channels?
Absolutely not.
No? Okay. What makes you say, you answered quickly. What makes you say that?
Because I believe cream rises to the top.
There you go.
Yeah, I was going to say that the pool is definitely more crowded than it used to be, but you know, if you shine, you're going to flip to the surface. Does that make any sense?
Mm-hmm.
So,
And they have the same problems we would. You know,
Yeah.
they're shooting these by themselves, lighting them by themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think like if you want to look at an oversaturated market, you gotta look at like cell phone tech reviews, and if you compare us to them, it's not even close.
Fortnite.
Right. Fortnite.
Yeah.
yeah.
Gamer channels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, our niche is actually pretty small.
Yeah. There's still opportunity. There's not the land grabs that were there. Like, I mean, I mean, there's more, like you said, there's more people in the pool, but there's still a lot of opportunity.
Okay. Jason put the Google video link in there. Let's see here. You guys, another one of those questions you don't have to answer, but if you can maybe ballpark it. Russell says,
Oh, Guga's on. He's on the feed here.
where?
He's gonna start asking. He's gonna start asking.
Someone said, "Hey, Guga." Troy did.
Oh, no, he's not in here yet, buddy.
Oh.
Let's see here. All right, so let's hear. What is, or can you guys divulge your income split from YouTube? AdSense.
Yeah, that's
policy.
a policy.
That's against policy.
Yeah, you
It
can't.
is. You can't say what you get from. Okay, that's fine.
But I can tell you, I mean, if you're looking at thinking of getting into brand deals, Social Blue Book's a good place
Do you
to
want to come in?
check.
It's a hot room, bro.
Sit right here.
You're skinny.
I'm skinny.
Yeah.
That's the first time.
You guys can go on Social Blue Book and enter your URL from your YouTube channel, and you can get an idea on what you're worth.
It's not accurate.
Yeah, it's not. You have
to,
yeah. Are you still in?
You need to come in a little bit, man. Oh, you need to see your.
Yeah.
Sorry to all our. Never mind.
This is Gute.
All right, introduce Andrew.
Go ahead, Andrew. I'm Andrew. He's a Canadian, but we don't have to hold that against him. Hey.
Hey.
Hey. He's got a. You should say how we met. It's a good story. You want me to? Yeah, tell him.
Please.
Tell him.
I'm out of questions, so if you guys have more questions,
Explain how
go
we
ahead.
met. Explain how we all met. So,
Greg was at a gay bar.
no.
so this is what I see pop.
I get an email from one of my viewers, and they said, "Hey, this guy ripped off some of your footage." And he gave me the link to the video. It was a Gordon Ramsay, top 10 Gordon Ramsay burger video. And so I go watch the video, and transitions were my sexy ass hand right here with a spatula flipping burgers. And so I sent him an email saying, hey, next time you want to do this, ask me. Because it just pissed me off. And he was cool about it. He said, okay, sorry. And it ended there. But anyway, then Cosmo and I were at VidCon, 2017? Yeah. And we're on the roof. They have this kind of launch party on the roof of the.
That's right. It was on the roof.
On the Sheridan?
Yeah.
Yeah. And this guy comes up. So it was a top 10 channel he had. So you never saw. They just did snippets of other videos, basically. They ripped off other people's content.
We transform.
Yeah.
Think Watch Mojo food.
Like Watch Mojo.
Watch Mojo food.
So anyway, this guy comes up and he introduces himself to us, and we're rambling. And I was asking, what kind of channel do you have? He says, top 10. So I look down at his badge, and I see Babbletop, and I recognize the name. That's the guy that ripped off my footage. But anyway, so long story short, that's how we met. It's like, you're the asshole that ripped me off. Anyway,
But now you like me.
he's a nice guy. And now he has a channel with the worst name on YouTube.
Totally.
It's called Goûter.
It's French.
It's French.
All right, so spell it out, Jason. Get ready to get the link in there.
Goutez. Canadians say Z.
Okay.
Yeah.
For American folks.
Again. And yeah.
French, you learn something new. That French is from proper English.
Russia? All right. So tell us about Goûter.
Oh, Goûter. So basically, it's
Hold on. Jason asks, repeat the spelling slowly.
Goutez. But you should check out my bigger channel, Babbletop, BABBLETOP, and you'll find this man's handsome hands in some of my in one video.
There you go. Someone put it in there. Goûter.
That's Dash.
Yeah, Dash. All right, guys. I'm out of questions. And so if you have anything, has anyone chicken fried a brisket?
I freeze dried brisket. Does that count?
Sorry. I don't know. Yeah, sure.
I chicken fried A5 Wagyu.
So how much does A5 Wagyu cost that you chicken fried?
Oh my gosh! I think one steak it's like $100 a pound, and it was like a $200 steak, and it like it's only like this,
Right.
It's not like
Now, do you regret doing that?
hell no.
It was good.
Yeah.
All right. So cooking with Josh and Babe. It's Bethany on there right now, Babe. Is hanging out in CJ's room for your plan for the night, fellas. I totally would have met you all downtown for some drinks. I hope Josh is okay with that, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
And this is actually Greg's room. Greg's high roller. They recognize him from Ballistic BBQ, and they upgraded him right away.
He's got a suite.
He's got the man suite on him. If this was Vegas, you were comped. You were comped big time here. They're like, Mr. Mervich,
Oh,
Mr.
wow.
M, your room's ready.
Yeah.
He's sleeping, so who cares? There you go.
But no, the coolest thing about this room, just besides being bigger, is like we were talking about earlier, the airport's right there. And so every plane that goes by, we get to see, and it looks really cool.
Yeah. T-Roy Cook says he's on his way to hang out. Hey, come on out. Let's see here. Jason put the code in again. Josh got a promotion today. He's a police officer detective. He got promoted today. So
Congrats. Congrats.
Cooking with Kirby. Hey, CJ, what's up, brother? How you doing? I think that's it, guys. I mean, unless Google's coming up.
Hold on here.
Hold it.
This is him. I'm trying to watch. The internet sucks. He's on the beach still.
Oh, okay. So,
Hopefully you guys still there when I get back. Want to say goodbye to all of us.
right on. We'll do it. Josh and Babe are 30 minutes from walk. So come on out. It's still early. It's only 8 o'clock. All right, guys. Let's wrap it up. Get some food.
Let's wrap it.
Cosmo, you want to say anything on the way out?
Man, I've had a great time this week with all you guys.
Definitely.
Me too.
It's been a blast for sure. Andrew, I mean, we're just meeting you, man. You might get some subscribers out of this one. You want to say hi and bye?
Come to Montreal, Great White North.
Great White North. I love it. Real quick, Cosmo, when's your next comp?
Oh man, it won't be till I don't know right now. My goal December. I really don't plan on. If anything, I'll go and cook with these guys for a couple of days, and other than that, December I'm shutting down. So, and then January and February starting. But I got the new trailer, so you will see me out with the
camera crew.
Very cool, very cool. Dutch says he's sorry his technology got all fucked up. He's excited for tonight though. Dash asked if he could come out and hang out next year. Welcome.
Yeah. And I don't know if Matt.
This is like a YouTuber thing. Like anybody can come, any genre. All you have to do is go on.
Guga's on.
Subi everything.
Hey, Guga.
Guga, how you doing, buddy?
What's up, brother, man? We miss you.
We got room for you on the couch if you want to come
Barely.
in. Sit on Cosmos Lab. Guys, if you're unaware of Suvi everything, I don't know what rock you're living under, but make sure you go check it out. I'm pretty sure everybody's in there. And Guga Foods too.
He's a good dude, Joe.
Yeah.
He's a very genuine person and
Down to earth.
yeah.
I think I got more out of talking to Guga than I did any of the speakers. That were
I agree.
And his sweet, lovely wife as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's great.
All right. Okay. Greg, you want to say anything on the way out?
Love you guys. Thanks for stopping by. Why do I always say that?
Love you guys is my thing. Love you guys. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.
Justin?
Girls are screaming up there.
Looks like for those who are smoking over. So the next video I come out with, I'm going to come out with. Greg was our tour guide. My family was here earlier this week. We went to Disney World.
Disneyland.
Thank you, Disneyland. I grew up going to Disney World because I'm from Arkansas. Florida's closer. But he gave us a tour of Disneyland, and it was a lot of fun. We kind of did a tour of the theme park, and so there's a lot of fun stuff that's in there. So I hope you guys get a chance to check that out. It'll probably be up next week. So, but it was a lot of fun, and I appreciate you doing it.
Yes, my pleasure. Had a blast.
Right on, right on. All right, well, I'll finish it up. Thank you guys all for being on this. I mean, this was a great time. This is exactly what I was hoping we'd get done. And I'm glad I got a chance to meet all you guys and be a part of this. And I can't thank you enough.
It was our pleasure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Next week, as a guest is, I need to look because I don't have it memorized. Todd from Dad Incredible Barbecue will be on. Again, thank you guys all for the super chats tonight. No super shots. So a family of 14 are going nuts outside. So we're going to end this. All right. Y'all have a great weekend. I'm going to get out of camera so you guys just all wave until I hit stop.
Let's freeze like it's a 1980s cop show.
Yeah. All right. There goes the microphone.